Jack out and at the T-shirt trailer there. See T-shirt Don behind the main grandstand. He's got you covered, or he will. As soon as you cough up a couple of dollars there, he'll get you out a brand new T-shirt. 3-hour shirts are in. They are gorgeous. Got, of course, the race cars in the front and all the winners of the past 49 races. So we're getting ready for $50,000 to win here in just a few more weeks. Stand by Legend Cars, stand by Legend Cars, stand by Legend Cars. So stand by people worldwide, too, as we're going to get ready to go free on the Facebook, on the Speedrome TV. Come on in the gates, come on in the gates, come on in the gates. Cars are hitting the track. We've got the Yeah Buddy squad out there leading the way. That time it just right. How you folks? How you folks? How you folks? Yes, that is. We are here. Corey Adams at number 59, completely rebuilt from the ground up. I'll tell you what, he definitely did a job on it up the high banks the other day. He got her all fixed again, ready to go. He's out there on the track. It's number 59, Tyler Lawton in the 54 machine. Got Kristen Hammer, another one that had a tough run. The last couple weeks been a beating there for Chris Hammer. She's either been in the hospital or seems to be in the repair shop. Hey, Dan Shue already knows we are live, as does Kurt Gerald's our producer here tonight. Way to go, Captain Kurt, getting us in the role. Jordan Hahn's going to be in the 54. Dylan Dupler's number 55. Going to be Dean Bradshaw's number 12. Tyler Lawton in that 26 machine. James Vanover returns in the 9V. I'll give everybody their due out there on the track. Kenny Hacker in the number 8, by the way. Get these guys up to speed. Session 2, Session 2, Session 2. Ready to go. Live worldwide. How you, Dan? Hello, the rest of the world there. A couple of you already checking in. Hope to hear from you on the Peanut Galleries. We are live here at the Speedrome, corner of Brookville Road and Kitley Avenue, as well as live worldwide at the Facebook and the YouTube. Also live worldwide on the feed. He's getting it fixed right now through the audio feed there, through the My Race Pass. So a lot of different ways to enjoy yourselves, especially if you get to enjoy me right into your ear holes. So let's see. Jordan Hahn, 14.170 in the 5.4 ride. 5.4 Jordan Hahn. 14.170. Dylan Duper looking speedy here today. Kristen Hammer picking up the pace as well. 14.375 for the 4 machine of Hammer. Tyler Lawton, the last man standing, in the 14.390. A lot of you getting in today. If you come in the gate here, get in with your Ticket Hoss ticket. Get online there. Get your tickets ahead of time. Not just Speedrome, several events throughout the nation. You check out the Ticket Hoss application on your smart device. Get that ticket straight to your phone, have it in your hand, and walk in the gate. No stopping at the ticket booth with Ticket Hoss. At the end of the night, of course, don't forget to enjoy you one more time here with our good friends over at the One More Lounge. Already got us tuned in, I'm sure, as we're going to have Mr. Shackelford and company. Boy, we had Jeff out here last night going old school in the Ford. See what he does here tonight in the Outlaw. With the One More Lounge over there, sponsoring the One More Lounge, last lap, last call. Or even the last call, last lap. As Jordan Hahn, 14.009 now. So he gets that pace picked up there. Kenny Hacker looking good tonight. 14.123 for Hacker in the number 8. Nice run for him. Corey Adams shaking back down to a 14.047. Hacker found a little something there in that number 8 machine he's not had for a while. Speaking of which, if you need some good used tires there, haven't had any for a while, you can go see our good man at Joe's Used Tires over there at 1901 North Rural Street. Stop in or give him a call, 317-809-7157. A couple of them topping out. Oh, man, I'm seeing some nasty little unfriendly smoke there from the 56 of Aiden Roth. Not looking good there for Roth there. A tough break for Roth. I'm not sure what happened. I missed the fun and games. It's on going slow there through 3. So Aiden Ross off the pace in the 5.6. Wasn't happy with the paint scheme, and now he's not happy with the car at all. Here at the racetrack, we use Indy's Best Towing there, and the Hughes family taking care of us. But out on the streets, maybe you could give a call to Hadley's Hadley's Towing Service over there on Raymond Street. Give them a shout out, property management and other fun and games there from the Hadley squad there. 463-336-2919. Another one of our sponsors here at Speedrome, sponsor several cars as well. Welcome them on board. Of course, this series here sponsored by the Bruce Litton Trailer Sales Squad here, sponsor of the Legend Car Series at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Looks like we're going to check for a stream of fluid left behind there, behind the Rothmobile. That's a tough one on that one. So, yep. Going to send the cleanup crew to do some little cleanup. We do appreciate Bruce Litton being on board. As we are now ready to go, sound-wise, worldwide there through the My Race Pass app. In case you're curious there, go check it out. If you've got the deluxe version, you can hook up your headphones to the My Race Pass app, and you'll get direct talk straight from me to you, no delay. In fact, you'll actually find it interesting if you want to make some side bets. During the racing itself, as you watch it on Speedrome.tv, you can listen to the My Race Pass app, get the audio a few seconds ahead of your TV broadcast because it takes a while to bounce off the satellites and stuff. So just a thought there, make a couple side bets, make a little extra money over there at the One More Lounge there when you're making bets on the racing. Just by tuning in, me and Scott up on the audio, and then make those side bets there before action happens on the track. Just a thought. But one thing you can always bet on, of course, is good service there and a good friend there of Bruce Litton Trailer Sales, 10184 East US Highway 136. Sponsor of this series. Always handing out some extra money here to the drivers as well. Glad to have him on board. He's been part of our legend scene for many, many decades now, Bruce Litton and company. Beatbox Beverage, though, brand new with his last couple of years. Beatbox Beverage served at our concession stands, also available a variety of retail venues around the state. So if you want to check that out, Party in the Box, all sorts of fruit flavors and other goodies. Just remember, if you are going to be drinking, please drink responsibly. Always have a designated driver. If you don't have a designated driver, well, call you a tow truck. We got a couple good companies you'll be talking about here all day long. And maybe you didn't listen in, and now you ready to scrap that car out because it's wrapped around the guardrail. Give a call to our buddies over at One Way Auto Parts. You can sell that old vehicle for scrap, or you're looking for used parts. One Way Auto Parts, we still got a couple of tons of their steel out there in our back lot from the Wild Night. Got another one of those coming up here in a couple of months or so keep an eye out for that one. But always appreciate the Debecki clan there and their sponsorship of our factory front-wheel drives, as well as the Grocery Gator Squad. 317-632-1994 for the One Way Auto Parts people. Tough ride there for Aiden Roth. He didn't have a smile on his face sitting in the parking lot. Hopefully he'll find a way to get one back on there soon. Had a big show from the good kids there out with Circle City Pyrotechnics Junior Fast Carts last night. Boy, what a wild one. All girl winners, feature winners were female yesterday, by the way, folks. So if you're looking for DEI, we got it going on in the Junior Fast Carts. As the ladies took all the features last night in the Junior Fast Carts for the Circle City Pyrotechnics squad. And they can put on a show for you if you need, just as the kids put on a show for us last night. Circle City Pyrotechnics put a show on for you, maybe your family get-together, your company picnic, and the like. Make it special there with a fireworks show, as well as, of course, all the fun stuff they do around the 4th of July. And maybe those fireworks go off wrong, or you try to do it yourself and you end up sending one the wrong way. Well, you can always call our good friends at Hankey Marks and Kreider, Injury and Disability Lawyers, here for you, sponsors of the Senior Fast Carts, and they were busy as well. In fact, maybe a few of those getting on the phone. But turned a couple upside down last night. There was a busy, wild night of racing last night here. We double up here with another Friday night show. Legend Cars going to come back out for another batch of them. It's going to be Xavier King, number 84. John Robbins, the legend in the 19R. We got the King and the Legend out there now. The 15 of Tim Skinner. Braylon Edders, number 51. Garrett Fox in the 85. Jack Receiver make the drive for up north in the number 84. Nathan Arthur, the 81. Balin Perrine also returning to duty. And the new kid on the block is going to be Ryan Deemers. Ryan Deemers in the B1 made the drive down from Muncie. He's run once before up at Anderson, and they're flooded out today up at Anderson, Muncie, and all those points up there. Up anything close to a river is flooded right now. So we get the services of Mr. Deemers, Cody Deemers in the B1. Cody Deemers in the B1. Brown's Oil Service takes care of us for our fuel needs. They take care of your fuel needs as well. Xavier King already. King, Fox, Robbins already under the 14-second mark. Wow, just 3 laps into it. King, 13.893. Fox, 13.922. And, well, Robbins is at 13.890, pardon me. And Fox has that 13.918 now. Boy, once the King and company come on out here, the King and the Legend come on out. I tell you what, King and Legend and Fox, fast ones here tonight. And just saw the 51 of Eder pull out of line. So it gets back in again. Those three under the 14-second mark. Got the field beat so far. Lead Outdoor Services got everybody beat when it comes to quality commercial and residential concrete work. Check them out for your parking lot, your driveway, your walkways, and more. No problem for them. Asphalt, seal coating, striping, they get covered. They will asphalt your ass all day long, no matter whose fault it is. Hey, Bob Polk looking good here. Polk Brothers, busy. Now, I tell you what, they're telling me already, you guys, not only with all the race cars, but all the folks bringing their street cars in over to the Polk Brothers Auto Care. They're located behind the main grounds, behind the backstretch, pardon me. They are busy covering all the racing needs. They got covered for the Mini Outlaws, the Legend cars, fast cars, your stock car parts. Of course, so it's other race cars over there, and all week long they're taking care of the street cars driving in off of Brookville Road. So give them a call there with Polk Brothers right across the backstretch. Maybe after you get your brand new race car, you can call St. John's Designs and Designs, Speedrome Hall of Famer Steve St. John, 317-784-6436. Call about 3 o'clock in the morning and tell them you need your car lighted up. I'm sure he'll be answering the phone with a very, very cheery hello. But Steve St. John out there. Another one of the folks taking care of, baby. Let's see. Sean Bruce. Jay, do not do bad. No, it was a busy night for a couple folks there. Danny Mack, great night to race. Yep, it is looking that way, folks. A little bit of cloud cover there, Steve Reidner, but we're hoping it stays away. And at this point, they're telling us that it should be breaking up. It's just one of those cross your fingers and hope for the best. We can't predict two things here when it comes to rain at Indianapolis. 18 cars so far taking hot laps. Fast Cats with we hadn't had one. Another one added to the sub-14s. Nathan Arthur, who couldn't seem to stay off the wrong side of the asphalt, kept putting the rough side of the car down on the ground instead of the round black part last night. But boy, he was fast on this one here so far. His Legend car went round at a 13.985. Joining King, Fox, and Robbins in that sub-14 range. Landon Hoffman's going to join him now in the number 81 machine there. We talking about his grandpa earlier, Bruce Litton, in a second ago. New kid on the block of the 6 machine is going to be one of the Acreys. Brandon Acrey in the 7. And the 7 machine of Elvin Acrey. So the Acrey family back in the study. Might as well, if things are flooded up in Anderson, come on down here and get your Legend car, go racing. Logan Anderson in the 1A. Colin Dickey in the number 33, of course. Casey White's in the 41. Going to have the 14 machine of... Did you not get a transponder? Hello, they're telling me Cody Bullock climbing into the 14. Giving up the ride there. Interesting. And the 19. So that's going to be an interesting trade. Quentin White normally driving that one. He's going to be able to race with his dad in the 41, but looks like going to put Cody Bullock. I'm thinking the girlfriend had something to do with that. When a little sister there speaks, everybody listens. Ryan Kruger out there as well in the number 19. Off pace is going to be the number 7 ride of Elvin Acrey. No big job, too big, too small there for Harmon's Drain Cleaning. He'll be out here racing here in just a few minutes. This factory front-wheel drive, but during the weekend, all 24/7, he and his crew got you covered. Anything you need in the way of hydro, jetting, excavation, all your plumbing needs, give him a call. Harmon's Drain Cleaning. 317-914-8631. You like how I'm doing this with folks? Peanut Gallery keeping busy. Josh Malchak peeking in there. Bob Polk as well, of course, there. Danny Mack, great night. Thank you. Right across the street from us, got the Kitley in. If you want to grab a bite here on your way into the track or maybe afterwards, just go hang out with Frank Hardcastle there in the parking lot after things are over. The Kitley Inn right across the street from the Indianapolis Speedrome. Great food, great drinks, great fun, and sponsors of our winner's interview there. Kyle Dunnigan doing the duties here lately, doing a great little job. Bennett Realties, our official company for selling houses and homes, boy, and they've been cleaning things up here throughout the Indianapolis area. Big shout out to Erica Dickey and Kelsey Dawsey, some of our Speedrome family, getting things done. Whoa! Getting a little interesting here, making little squealy noises out there on the racetrack. Just keep us on our toes. Anybody else? Let's see. Colin Dickey and Casey White get under the 14 second. We're going to have Xavier King, 13.841. Garrett Fox, 13.845. Landon Hoffman getting in there, 13.868 for Little Lando. Got the Legend, John Robbins, 13871. Colin Dickey, 13929 for Mr. Chatterbox. Casey White, boy, they go museum piece, 13972. And Nathan Arthur joins him in the sub 14, 13985. A couple speedsters here tonight. Going to keep them busy in the Legend cars. Factory front wheel drives. Factory front wheel drives. You're up next. Factory front wheel drives up. You're up next. After factory front wheel drives will be the Mini Outlaws. Mini Outlaws, you'll be up after the factory front wheel drives. Mini Outlaws, you're up after the factory front wheel drives. Marlene Stone checking us out. Marlene Stone, if you need yourself some good service over there, head on over to Sherman Drive there, 2625 North Sherman Drive. Jack Dawsey and company over the Hearts Auto Parts. Hearts Auto Center now, not just parts. Got you taken care of. Had a lot of fun looking at the 6.7. 6.7, yes, 6.7 back in action. In spirit, anyways, we'll see how it's going as far as the hard body goes. Zach Hall in the 6.7 there. Putting up a challenge for a championship chase up against the Eddie Snap, number 21. In fact, looked like he made a point of coming getting close. Literally brought this car out of the weeds. It still had, I'm pretty sure there's a family of squirrels over there, and one had some sort of bowel condition I'd rather not discuss, but boy, he's getting all cleaned out and ready to go. Going to have 06 of Brayton Laster. Going to be joined by the 07 of James Rogers from the juniors, the 51 of Jessica Bush, Kyle Downey's number 23, and just in time to the racetrack, the 13 of Jaden Steele. Should things get bad out the ranch there, you can always climb into your Southern Indiana Barnes shop. In fact, there's plenty of room there that we could fit the 41 machine of Jalen Summers, who's now got my fast lap, 15518. Fit that inside one of those Indiana Barnes, Southern Indiana Barnes sheds and take care of things. Got you covered. All sorts of building here on the grounds of Speedrome coming from Southern Indiana Barnes, 317-709-1202. Hope I'm not going too fast for you, Bob Polk. We'll see. Oh, there we go. Daryl Summers and Manuel. Wishing good luck to Jalen. Good time there, Aaron. Probably calling in. Probably trying to figure out where he can find a dry place to take his camper, I tell you. Of course, we've got Jaden Steele out on the track. That means, of course, we have Jacob Dietz Fire Protection in the sponsorship package. So just letting you know, Jacob Dietz, there's your man out there. But they got you covered, your home, your business. Fire Protection Supplies and Training. Jacob Dietz Fire Protection, official fire protection sponsor of the Indianapolis Speedrome. Hoosier Lottery, of course, the official game, Hoosier Lottery game of the Indianapolis Speedrome. Only natural. Got to be 18 or older to play. Sponsors of our Victory Lane. Sunbelt Rentals also on board here in 2026. Proud to have association with them as they provide quality equipment for all your needs. Equipment moving and the like. Warehouse movement. Good people, good folks to work with. Sunbelt Rentals. Back Nine Golf and Entertainment Centers. Had a lot of fun with them the other day on a special outing. Your company can have one as well. As Eddie Snap, now our fastest cat, 15.490, 15.490 for the 21 of the Snapper. Summers second quick, 15.518. Third quick is Zach Hall coming out in the museum piece. I tell you what, 15.524 for Hall. Bringing one out of the weeds. Got himself a lower rolling flower box there. We use the My Race Pass app here at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Keep track of all our scoring and timing needs. You can follow that as well. Racing events from all over the planet. Get you not only live feedback on racing results and scoring, but as well as lap times and coverage all over the place. You can check out lineups before the race happens and all sorts of other stuff. Check out the My Race Pass. You get the deluxe version, and you can listen to me every time I'm on the PA. Just a thought. Our own little fire boy, Ricky Schaefer, there, growing up and starting his own business. He's formed Forklift Rescue, parlaying several years of mechanic experience into a lot of it gained here at the Speedrome, getting our sweepers run. In fact, we put him back to work here just last week here. We won't discuss why, but he was kind of busy. But do appreciate Ricky Schaefer and Forklift Rescue coming on board, sponsoring our junior group of Speedrome Kids Club, as well as several of the cars out here. And if you got anything going on with your warehouse equipment, your forklift, your lift, your other hydraulic and industrial equipment, give Forklift Rescue a call, 317-800-2572. We're getting a little thirsty out here at the racetrack because we're watching these guys do a slow roll. It's going to be Travis Harmons, orange number 94. Dylan Hoppus comes on board in the number 23H, coming in from Connorsville, where they're rained out, along with the number 24, Brandon Hoppus. Two of the Hoppus boys out there came to play. He's calling Markville his home. 33 of Kimmy Gregg. 73 machine is Nathan Admire Dalton. He's finally trashed his old car out, but he's going to come back to battle, see what he can do with that one. He's going to have Ezekiel Nose, got the newly reworked number 57. See how that one carries him. We've got a nice little rookie battle happening in this division. Battle for Rookie of the Year honors. Going hammers and tongs down to the closing days. 27 is going to be Frankie Wade the third, and the 3 machine is going to be Braden Smith, hoping to get that car finally running one of these days. If it doesn't run right, he'll go stop in the pits and just grab a couple of blue Powerades and go with it there. I want to thank folks about Coca-Cola being on board with us once again, as they were 50 years ago. Back on board with the Speedrome here in 2026. Not quite 50 years old worth of affiliation, but Moose Mobile Welding is with us. They use them on a couple occasions out here at the track, and you can use them all over Central Indiana. Welding services come to your site, get things repaired, get things fixed, get things done right. You can weld just about anything this side of Jello, so give them a call there. Moose Mobile Welding, over 35 years of experience in welding. No job too big, too small. 317-391-1064, 397-391-1064 for Moose Welding. Got more race cars still showing up there. Come on down. Clouds look low and dark, but so far things looking better. A little bit of clearness coming up from the west. We'll keep our fingers crossed when everything goes well. Travis Harmon, Fast Cat. Hey, call me a liar. Kimmy Gregg, 15087, 15087. Kimmy Gregg standing along behind the number 23 machine. That's going to be the 23 of Hoppus. Now we've got two number 23s. That black number 23 is going to be the Dylan Hoppus car. Dylan Hoppus in the black number 23, the Batman. Then we've got the Joker out there in the purple number 24. That is Brandon Hoppus. So just keep that straight there. Batman and the Joker here tonight. Speaking of Jokers, Mike Heimel Auction Service on board in 2025, sponsor of the family section. I'm just rolling, aren't I? Bob Polk, you proud of me? As we keep on rocking on through the ads. I had to meet Bob one day. But as we're rocking on through the ads here, appreciate everybody on board. But Mike Heimel's been a longtime friend of the Speedrome and racing in general. Sponsor of our family section. Just keep in mind when you sit over there, the Mike Heimel Auction Service family section, please. No alcoholic beverages, no alcohol, no tobacco use, no loose women. And other than that, we'll have a fine time. We go to painting around here. We paint with official Sherwin-Williams paints. And you can check out the store near you, the product you need at sherwinwilliams.com. Had some special guests out here last week as a Tom Wood group, longtime supporter of us, came out for their special annual night. But folks on board here in 2026 do appreciate a brand new group came on board right here on the east side, and that is going to be the folks over at Ray Skillman. 7550 East Washington, Ray Skillman Northeast Buick GMC. 7550 East Washington, right there across from the old Chi-Chi's for us old-timers. Right next to the 465 and 40 for those out-of-towners. But you can check out all kinds of new and used cars. They got a very extensive selection of everything you'd want. Brand new, of course, stuff in the Buicks and GMC products, but all manner of other used cars in their used car division. Complete and experienced repair department as well. These are the mini outlaws, for those of you that have been sleeping under a rock lately. Or some refer to them, Bob Polk's little babies. But no, that's a... Build them just across the way, just behind the main grandstand, behind the backstretch bleachers. Kind of Jessica Bush, number 51. 49 tonight is going to be driven by Steve Vickers back behind the wheel. 22 of Jackson Navarro. Let's see. 14 of Quentin White's going to give it a shot there. Long, extensive experience. Several classes now. Quentin White trying to pick up his first win. And he's got stock wins. He's got started out in the junior fast carts. So he's going to have junior fast carts, stocks, Fords, legend car wins. So I don't think he's got one yet in the mini outlaws. Right. They're just getting started, don't you know? Ray Nevers all third in 00. Alex Phillips for the 96. And Kruger in the 19. Did I miss anybody? I did not. More of the mini outlaws to the on-track gate, please. More of the mini outlaws to the on-track gate. Quick track inspection. We'll get them up to speed here in just a second. Now, you cannot, however, buy these cars at RaySkillmanCars.com. We're working on that, but could happen one day, but not just yet. Not just yet. Some of the parts from, though, you can get going over there to Shelby County, Shelby Auto Parts. All kinds of fun and games. And Tracy Dean says, I miss the old days. Well, that's what tonight's going to be about here. It's kind of like bring back the old Pro Stock days. They will be running a full oval program for the Outlaws, like we used to do with the Pro Stocks. Start out with everybody on roundy round racing, then switch over to wrap it up with a figure eight at the end. That's how they're going to run here tonight. So don't forget that. Come on out, Trace, and check it on out, as we're going to have some fun with that. In just a little bit, they'll be bringing out the Outlaws, the Pro Stocks, as we're going. I think I may have to call them Pro Stocks too for tonight, just for the sake of saying it again. But more of the mini Outlaws first. Shelbyville Auto Parts got you all kinds of used parts, scrapping cars out in Shelbyville to get you taken care of. Short trip just down the road there, right in near the heart of Shelbyville and the beat of Shelby County. Indy's Best Towing's got us covered out here at the track. Do want to thank the Hughes family, though. They've been put to it here this week here. Hopefully they got everything working out. Everybody's well and healthy. Over at Indy's Best Towing, the guys covered out here at the racetrack. Got you covered as well. They do quite a bit of the property management, but also tons of rescues, insurance tows, and the like. Give them a call there. Indy's Best Towing, 317-446-5655. That's for the Hughes family, 317-446-5655. Or you can always talk to their competition there. That's our good friends Tony Hannon, folks at Hannon's Wrecker. But Tony spent a lot of time as well with running a very, very extensive scrapping operation. I had a long chat with him, with one of the buddies out there earlier, about how that's going. That's busy. That's going to gangbusters out there for Tony and the scrap stuff. But he provides our buses for the school bus events. But he's also got a full extensive scrap yard for you. A massive parts yard. If you're especially looking for some old school stuff, you may want to go check that out. Give Nick a call over there at Hannah's Record for some of your old parts. He's got you covered. Folks at K&R Medical, I think they're performing surgery on their ride earlier today, but all week long they'll take care of the folks there after surgery there. The equipment at your home or at your office. K&R Medical, they take care of our medical equipment here at the track and take care of you at your home or at your place, or at your doctor's office, etc. Give them a call should you need. You will not, however, get parts for them, their work out at O'Reilly. Now, O'Reilly will get you everything else you could possibly want, but O'Reilly does not have defibrillator parts. I'm sorry. I've checked into it. They don't have them. And Grandpa's really not happy about that. But regardless, Pit Pay gets you into the pits. We were out there working before the gates opened up. A lot of folks starting to really appreciate the Pit Pay operation here. It's a app there, goes on your phone there. Several tracks are now switching over to it. But when you're still sitting out in the parking lot waiting to pull in, you don't have to then climb out and go over to the pit gate anymore. Get your pit pass in the parking lot and get inside there just by showing your phone. Garrett Fox out on the track in this one, number 85. Nathan Arthur's number 81. Double duty Nathan Arthur here today. Tanner Mullis in the 21 red, if I got it straight here. Then you're going to have Rodney Smith in the 4. Chris Gooden back in action in the 87. Welcome back, sir. Johnny Greer's number 42. I'm betting. Ashton Mullis, looks like he's going with the red 2 as opposed to the black 20. Well, let's see. Tanner went with the black 20. They're both okay. We'll see how they end up sorting this one out. I'm thinking, we'll just, okay, Tanner in the black 21, and it's going to be, oh, look out! Almost getting into the 44 ride. New member of the family out there. Ashton Mullis in the red number 2, new to the game. Garrett Fox there trying to tiptoe around him into Fox in number 85. The scare was to the number 44 ride. Let's see. Looks like who's actually checking that one in today. It had been Andy Shirley. Yep, we'll go with Andy Shirley back in action. And, of course, Rodney Smith. Let's see, double check, make sure it's Rodney in the 4. Yep, Rodney in the 4. Any other kids out there racing tonight? Not tonight. All stock cars, or Pro Stock Cars, the on-track gate, please. Pro Stock Cars, the on-track gate, Pro Stock Cars, the on-track gate. We're going to be seeing Dylan Douthit later on, and the Millennium Trailers special for him to come out in this practice session here, coming up in just a few. They got you covered over 12345 Southeastern Avenue. And when you get your Millennium Trailers and make it all nice and comfy, you can give a call to the folks at Perfect Climate Heating and Cooling. Set yourself up the perfect furnace and heating and cooling and ventilation in your home, in your garage. Garrett Fox, 13289. Nathan Arthur, 13309. And Rodney Smith, 13343. In fact, basically, 12 of them under the 14-second mark in that session. Okay, we're out had a dance contest for the kids here last night. Gave out some toxic waste, hazardously sour candy. Welcome them on board there for their 25th anniversary as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the 3-hour figure endurance race and the 1-hour enduro here this year. We celebrate 25 years of toxic waste, hazardously sour candy. I remember that was being one of the ones my kids and their classmates could not get enough of. Charlie Hargraves going to lead the Pro Stockers out on the track. Ricky Hines, number 27, right behind. Eddie Van Meter, I'm pretty sure that's a brand new one for Eddie Van Meter's number 23 machine. See how that works out for him. Reskinned if nothing else. 69 of R.J. Norton. Yes, R.J. Norton returns the return of the Garrett guys. DG4 back in action. Donnie Garrigus Ford going to come out and shake his legs, see if he can get the dust knocked off. Gorgeously prepared G4 machine there for the Garrigus clan. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. R.L. Denny back on the car. That's good to see. And the Sloan boys. Dennis Sloan back behind the wheel of his number 15. Anthony Sloan in the 32. Jack Dawsey Jr. in the number 20. One of the few guys out on the track who remembers that old Pro Stock concept there where we ran the ovals and then raced on the Oval 8 for the features. Jack did many, many seasons there, won several championships doing that sort of thing. DG4 saw his daddy and granddaddy out there. Well, more his granddad, I guess, than that. Let's see, did we get the right count? Yep, Donnie Garrigus 4 in the DG4. I guess he's just going G4. Maybe we got some more Gs out there ready to come out and play. Crank it up, crank it up, crank it up. Let's see what kind of speeds we get out of this one. This is corporate fleet management. Not part of this racing operation, but boy, this is going to be interesting here. 13.081 for Charlie Hargreaves in 74 already. Let's see, Garrigus 13.599. Dawsey 13.480. 12.922 for Charlie Hargreaves. Under the 13-second mark now quickly. We are actually having to reset the parameters of our timing operation to accept what we can see going on out here on the clock. 13.370 for Van Meters, brand new number 23. Quick so far, Hargraves, fast time, 12.922. Best in the business at the moment here for the Pro Stockers. Best in business for landscaping. You can check our good people at Seacat Landscaping, full service company located in Greenwood. Full care. You might even know if you guys there run that one. 317-695-5962 for Seacat Landscaping. We'll take care of your property, snow, ice management, all sorts of other goodies. Corporate fleet management got your fleet taken care of as far as taking care of your, selling you a good vehicle for your fleet. Give them a call, check them out as we are cranking up now. Charlie Hargraves still owns the fastest lap, 12.922 in that number 74, and this could be the story of the night there. That's what we're pulling off here. I'll tell you what, that got a few more other Pro Stockers coming out. Pro Stock cars, Pro Stock cars, Pro Stock cars. Yeah, it feels good saying that. Dawsey, 13.315. Van Meter, 13.337 in the 23. DG4, I'll tell you what, 13.498. Immediately up to snuff there on the roundy round for Garrigus. First night back, Ricky Hine, winner the last time we did this. When last year's event went to Ricky Hine, one of the Southern boys. He's doing the 13.526. So far, fastest lap, 12.922, 12.922. And that goes to Charlie Hargraves. So far, the fastest on the oval. Pro Stock to the on-track gate, please. Pro Stock cars. Yes, I know, the Outlaws. Pro Stock cars, the on-track gate. Pro Stock cars, the on-track gate, please. Stand ready, stand ready. Legend cars, your second round coming up. Your second round practice coming up. Dylan Douthit leads them out there in the Millennium trailer, number 21. Right behind is a fellow that's been lighting them up. Daniel Norman. This could be a chance for him to shine out here. Boy, a round-around guy. He's a dirt tracker. Almost won the dirt track figure 8 down Circle City last year. Led a bunch of laps down Speedrome on the 8, but this could be a night for him to shine on the oval. Now, the fellas, no slouch on the ovals in a couple of the venues. The 57 of Jesse Tunney on the track. Of course, everything climbs into, he wins in. That's going to be the 3 of Kevin Brooks. And did I just say somebody tripped the light for 28 of Shackelford? I got Shackelford transponder. I do not have a Shackelford car. And I don't think that's Zach Catron in the 27. Well, it'd be pretty cool to have that happen. Ben Tunney's number 5. And that's a new gen number 5 there for Ben Tunney coming out here. And one more black car. Is it Schwartz? Should be out there somewhere. Had a rough night last time. He's not here. That's the 22 Hughes machine. We'll see who's behind the wheel of this one this time. First round of practice. We're going to do legend cars. Back to the on-track gate, please. Legend cars to the on-track gate. Legend cars to the on-track gate, please. Larry Hammond's checking in from Southern Nevada. Josh Sturm taking a peek as well. Race cars on the track at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Our prayers go out to our good friends in racing throughout the Hoosier land. I know our buddies up there at Mountain Lawn, as you saw pictures there underwater, our folks up at Anderson suffering as well. I know a bunch of my little pits and derby tracks, county fair tracks, all underwater. So please take care, be safe. Hope we get things drained and rolling straight once again. See if he might got something for the 12.922. Charlie Hargraves. Kevin Brooks already down to a 13.145. Second quick. Troy Hughes. Oh, here we come. Ben Tunney, 13.215. Times are tumbling. Hargraves still the fastest. Legend cars. The on-track gate, please. Legend cars, the on-track gate. Legend cars, the on-track gate. Couple more 13.1s. Brooks and Jesse Tunney. 13.2 for Ben Tunney. 13.2 for Troy Hughes. 13.2 for Jack Dawsey. Game plan is these guys are going to qualify on the oval as well. They will be qualifying on the oval. Still, Charlie Hargraves by himself in the sub-13 range. Chris Gray, one fellow's a little bit struggle time there, 13.56. It's strange to be talking about a 13.5 as being a time you're struggling with. Whoa, Gray getting a little bit loosey-goosey there between 1 and 2. Ben Tunney right behind, had an eyeful of that one. Tunney did, however, get a 13.129 just a little bit ago. He's had to back off. He's going to find out where he's at, and then they're going to try and pass on these circumstances. Time's run out. Still, Charlie Hargraves wins the first round of practice, 12.922. 12.922 for Charlie Hargraves. Fastest lap so far on the roundy round for the Pro Stocks class / Outlaw Stocks. Legend car is up for round 2. Legend car is up for round 2. Legend car is up next for round 2, please. Don't forget, folks in the pits, the stands, the new 3-hour shirts are in. T-shirt Don's got you covered. T-shirt Don is got you covered. I'm not saying Mini 14 is Casey White. Well, we actually had another name on there earlier of Cody Bullock. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, no. Oh, pardon me. When he was, let's see. Cody was in the Legend car, wasn't he? There we go. So Casey in the Mini, not Quentin. Dun, dun, dun. The plot thickens. Had a couple of them running very, very hot. Of course, the fastest in the class were the King, the Legend, and the Fox. But a few more of them, including the 81 machine of Hoffman down there looking very, very sweet on the clock in the first round of hot laps. Jordan Hahn's number 54. Dylan Dupler in the 5-5. Going to have the 15 of Timmy Skinner. 26 of Tyler Lawton. 9V of James Vanover still looking strong. Kristen Hammer's number 4 machine. The 12 of Dean Bradshaw. And I get everybody in. Tyler Lawton's number 26. The last man standing. Legend cars, legend cars, legend cars, the on-track gate. Legend cars, the on-track gate, please. Legend cars, the on-track gate. 3 of you peeking in the peanut gallery there on the Facebook. A bunch of you on the YouTube as well. And, of course, worldwide, all over the planet. Check us out at speedrome.tv. Appreciate you being on board. Clouds hanging low there. Had rained all throughout the morning here in the Circle City. Still a bunch of flooding up north and a few other selected places. Anywhere on the river in Indiana right now is probably partially underwater. Fortunately, Polk Run there doesn't exactly known for flooding out too often over in this area. We got a couple of ditches that get a little bit deep. That's about it. That's always pretty handy because there's still a whole lot of still and septic around here, so it helps wash things away. Jordan Hahn, 13.806. Landon Hoffman, 13.789. Got a couple of speedsters coming out of the woodwork. Round of legend cars up for hot laps. Hoffman, 13.769 now for the fastest in this session in the black 81H. Watching from home right now, don't forget plenty of racing still left in 2026, including, of course, all the events leading up to the World Championship 3-hour big endurance race. We are just about out of reserve seat tickets, so make sure you get on board for getting those. If you are planning on being part of that, you're going to, especially going to be there race day. It looks like you may be needing that ticket ahead of time, especially if you want any kind of seat here in the main grandstand. I think just about all but sold out. I think they're down to like the bench seats down front that a lot of folks buy just so they have a spot up in the stands to get in and out. They're going to be a lot of folks plan on getting the pit band and going in and out of the pits and sitting if they have to. But do not forget there, those tickets on sale and selling out fast. Got some spots going to be left in the high rise still outside turn 3 of the oval. Season winding down here. We're getting ready for championship chase now in the last few weeks here of racing. On the track right now, this group's going to be Bayon Perrine there in the 18P on his second outing. Coming back to play with us here. Welcome back, sir. Xavier King, of course, out there in the 84. The Legend of Legends, John Robbins in the 19. Colin Dickey very fast in the 33 earlier today. Nathan Arthur in green in the 81. Another 81 is actually the B1. That's a B1. That is Cody Deemers. Cody Deemers making the drive down from Muncie, Indiana, crossing floodwaters and the freezing plains to be out here and part of the fun. Brandon Akery in the number 6. Braylon Letters number 51. Garrett Fox, of course, in the 85. We haven't made out here just yet. It's going to be King Kenny night here at the Old School Classic here. 25 laps on the oval feature there. Full oval program of heats and features there for the Outlaws. Go Pro Stocks, as we call them here tonight, as well as the 50-lap figure 8. Then into factory front-wheel drives, the Legend cars, and the Mini Outlaws on the oval and the 8 here tonight. Next Saturday night. Going out with the 30th annual Kenny Sizemore Memorial Street Stock 100 laps for the Street Stockers, the King Sizemore race next Saturday night. Fords wrap up their season with championship runs. Final run on the oval and the 8th. The junior fast carts and the senior fast carts have their final points nights of the year. And those are championship chases all coming down to the wire on those battles. And then August 29th, the week after that, championship night, 1 hour is back to being the championship event here for the Outlaw Figure 8 season. That wraps up Saturday after next, Saturday, August 29th. 1 hour figure 8 endurance race, factory front wheel drives. The INX Legend cars have their season championship, as well as the factory front wheel drives, and the Mini Outlaws wrap up their season with the figure 8. And then we head into the weeks leading up to the 3 hour. 4th and 5th are going to be dedicated to the Legend cars. The INX Legend cars be back on board with the Bandoleros. Kenyon Midgets open practice on the 4th, and then the 5th will be racing for the INX Legends National Qualifier. The Bandoleros, Kenyon Midgets, and with the rain date for Sunday of their National Qualifier format. As we're looking at Xavier King fastest at the 13.656, Fox 13.665, Robbins 13.749, Hoffman holds steady with a 13.769. Jordan Hahn gave us a 13.806 earlier. And James Vanover cracking the top 10 there with a 13.809 in this session. And then starting Monday, September 7th, kickoff party for the 3 hour week. Concert here at the track and other fun and games. Want to come out and be part of that evening there. Monday, September 7th. Then Tuesday, practice, tune-up, 50-lapper, factory front-wheel drives, and the senior fast carts. Wednesday the 9th, more practice, INX Legend cars and the Street Stockers on board. Thursday the 10th, more practice, single car qualifying and the Fords on the oval. September 11th, Friday before the 3 hour, qualifying races, 50-lap Ford figure 8, Mini Outlaw 50-lap figure 8. And then, of course, Saturday itself, the 12th, will be the World Championship 3 hour figure endurance race. $50,000 to win here for the 50th annual. All the other fun out here at the track. You want to be part of that all day long. And then we go right into the week after, another wild night, another $5,000 to win. Grocery Getter 30-minute enduro. Do some demo derbies, trailer races, and other wild night stuff there on the Saturday after the 3 hours. So plenty more fun here in 2026. Hope you can come out and join us for it. But don't miss out on that 3 hour. Kings are fastest so far in the Legend cars, 13.656. We need factory front wheel drives. Factory front wheel drives, the on-track gate, please. Factory front wheel drives, the on-track gate. Your final hot lap session coming up. Factory front wheel drives, the on-track gate. Logan Anderson's number 1 machine out there. Number 19, Ryan Krugler in blue. Jack Receivers, number 84. Cody Bullock's driving the 14. Finagled that one early. Somebody hit the chip on that. Looks like Aiden Roth was not a fatal problem there. Good news there on number 53. If I can spot him again. His transponder's hitting. I'm not sure what's up with that. Roth's transponder on the white 53. I think so. I think interesting. Okay, I'll go with it. Aiden Roth picking on the white 53. I'll live with that. Elvin Akers, black number 7 machine. Nobody on this group there pushing the hot lap marker. Factory front wheel drives, factory front wheel drives, factory front wheel drives. The on-track gate, please. Factory front wheel drive cars, the on-track gate. Down powers peaking in, all the other goodies. I think we're all doing well. We're doing fine here at the racetrack. King, Fox, Robbins, Hoffman, Hahn, Vanover, Anderson, Dickey, Hammer, and Bullock. My top 10 in speeds. So Cody Bullock doing pretty well out there. 10th quick there in the 14 machine. Taking the borrowed ride up to snuff. Appreciate you folks coming out, being part of the action here at the corner of Brookville Road and Kitley Avenue. If you're hungry, we got stuff for you down there in the main grandstand, ready to feed you and get you something to drink. The restroom facility is located there as well as the south end of the racetrack behind the bleachers. Do not forget those new 3-hour shirts. The new 3-hour shirts are in. The new World Championship 3-hour figure endurance shirts are in. Got them over at the trailer behind the main grandstand. We'll go check those out. Go see T-shirt Don as we see the 6-7 machine of Zach Hall returning to the track. The 41 of Jalen Summers, 21 of Eddie Snap, the 4th or 5th, I lose count. The 07 of James Rogers. Got a couple of visitors coming from down south. The Hoppus family back in action. Though you've been around any sort of racing up in the Mount Lawn, Anderson, even the old Muncie track, the Hoppus family, long time part of the racing up in that neck of the woods. Welcome one of the newer generations driving the minis with us here tonight. Kimmy Gregg, 14.940. The only fella, I can't say fella. The only racer in the factory front wheel drives consistently under the 15-second mark has been Kimmy Gregg here, 2026. 14.940 for the 33 of the girl power herself. Snapper, 15.351 in the 21. Checking out in the Hoppus, let's see, Brandon Hoppus winning the Hoppus family chase, 15.623, compared to Dylan Hoppus' 15.901 for those of you playing at home. He's got some clear sailing now. Did a 15.003 the last time. Check. Let's see what she got this time. 14.947, 14.947 that last time for Kimmy Gregg. Got them all beat by about 0.3 of a second or so right now. Factory front-wheel drives. More coming out. Kim Griggs so far the fastest. And Ezekiel knows new ride here. Going to be the red number 57. Got a couple of museum pieces coming out of the weeds. In some cases, quite literally out of the weeds, in that they were still knocking the dirt and kicking the worms out. Going to have the number 94 machine of Travis Harmon in this group. 51 of Jessica Bush, the 06 of Brayton Laster. New ride for Nathan Admire Dalton in the number 73 now. Keep hoping they can get the bugs worked out of the engine of this number 3 machine, as Braden Smith's going to be piloting once again the black one with the red trim. And Frankie Wade's going to be out in the number 27. Travis Harmon, 15.052, 15.052 in the 94. Kimmy Gregg still fast at 14.922. Braden Smith may have finally gotten the bugs out of that thing. 15.121 now for the 3 machine. Fast will it hold together is going to be the question. Mini Outlaws, Mini Outlaws, Mini Outlaws, the on-track gate, please. Mini Outlaws, the on-track gate. Mini Outlaws, the on-track gate. Harmon with that 14-second lap there. It's not going to happen. He's done with the 15.052. Had 15.1. A couple other nice little laps out of the run there. Braden Smith kept down 15.1s and 2s, so looking pretty good there for the black number 3. See if we can get that to finally come together for him. Mini Outlaws make their way back out again. 00 machine of Raiden Eversole in the 0-0. Lead them into battle. Ryan Kruger's number 19. Alex Phillips in the 96. Got him a win so far in 2026. And that may be about it for minis. He's kind of having a kind of unique position now in racing. They so routinely do these combined oval and 8 hot lap session. And the cars themselves are so, well, basically they're race ready and adjustable that it doesn't take a whole lot of extra tweaking tweaking, make them right. Andy Sherwood is number 44, 13.630 so far, the best lap out of this group. Eversall's 00, Alex Phelps 96, Steve Vickers out in the 49, Chris Goodens 87, Ryan Kugler in the 19, and Casey White in the number 14. Not Quentin, they tell me. Casey, not Quentin, in the 14. Unless they swapped again on us. Whoa, getting a little loose there in the white number 14 machine. Drifts up a little high. And Caitlin Ream asking about the 06. Let's just say it ran, okay? I don't think you need no time on that one. Brayton just wants to know that it ran. Mr. Morrell did the best he could, but it ran. That's the important part. Andy Sherwood, 13.344, continues to be a fast one out of this group. Vickers just being there for Vickers probably 33.44. Sherwood was 13.370. Eyeball's working sideways here. Update on Jen Lopata. Well, I guess she might feed it. She sometimes pops in here on the pages of our Facebook. Got a ride she's working on. We'll see if she makes it on out here. So Vickers will be fast cat, 13.310, 13.310. Ollie auction free. Anybody else for the minis, I think, go straight into the Pro Stockers. The Outlaws up next, the full-size Outlaws. Nope, I got more minis out there. There we go. Nope, it is my Pro Stocks back out. Yes, no, nope, it's the minis. Getting hard and hard to tell them apart. 22 machine of Jackson Navarro. 51 of Jessica Bush. Just one of two Moleses. There we go. Doug Underwood out in the number 20. '28 of Mr. Ray Hobson. A couple wins already this year. Rodney Smith's number 4. And black number 21 is going to be Tanner Mullis. And the red number 2 is going to be Ashton Mullis. Ashton making his debut. Let's see what he does. Well, I guess they were out here last time off briefly. Steve Vickers still my fast cat, 13.310. See if anybody else got anything for him. Jackson Rail just did 13.457. Tannermoll is down to 13.456. Give you an idea how well matched these cars are. Rodney Smith, 13.456. 13.421, pardon me now. Hobson just turned a 13.240. 13.240 for Ray Hobson in the 28. Has fastest lap in this final practice session for the minis. We need Pro Stock cars, Pro Stock cars, Pro Stock cars. That'd be Outlaws to on-track gate, please. Outlaws to on-track gate. Pro Stock Outlaws to on-track gate. Pro Stock cars to on-track gate, please. Pro Stocks to on-track gate. King Candy Night here at the Indianapolis Speedrome, getting ready for an evening of oval racing for the Outlaws. And then wrap it up with a 50-lap figure eight, just like we did back in the old days. All this coming to you live from the east side of Indianapolis, the corner of Brookville Road, Kitley Avenue, where we've been doing this racing stuff since 1941. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Been doing the figure eight stuff since about 1948, so we got pretty good at it over the years. There will be figure eight races coming up later on tonight, both the minis as well as the full size going at it. And Bobby Whitaker on the roundy round once again. Won himself a championship on the ovals way back when, the old stock division. Eddie Van Meter's new number 23 out on the track, and last call, hot laps. Pro Stock Outlaws to the track for your hot laps. Pro Stock Outlaws to the track for your hot laps, please. 5:37, scheduled to go with race at 6:15, actually doing pretty good schedule-wise. Plenty of time for some hot lap session all around. There is a 27, Ricky Hind, winner the last time out. Last time we did this event, the fellas from down south came up and was a spoiler, picking up the win. '69 R.J. Norton Jr. also back in action. Getting back into racing shape there, ready for the 3 hour. That $50,000 got a lot of people coming out of the woodwork to become figure eight racers once again. On the oval, Norton No Slouch, another one of those fellas that cut his teeth doing this every Saturday night here at the Speedrome, as well as on our old traveling circuit, the old General Tire Series. And we always shocked them all wherever we went there. Our cars were running both an oval program and then right into a figure eight. 13.267 for Eddie Van Meter in the 23. 13.267. Ricky Hind, 12.973. So a couple of guys out of the shadows there pulling fast time. We saw Charlie Hargraves in the first round fastest cat. Now it's Ricky Hind, 13.912 now, or 919, pardon me. Couple surprise names there on top of the speed charts here in these hot lap sessions for the Outlaws. Interesting story shaping up here. A couple of guys there unexpectedly being the fast cats, and that's going to be two guys that you don't think of. In the hottest shoes, Charlie Hargraves in that first session, Ricky Hine the second one, both under 13 seconds. The only fella's able to do it so far. Aiden Van Meter's best has been a 13.214, second quick out of this second session. So there you go, folks. Interesting tail rolling out on this. I meant to take a peek here on something now that's got me thinking. They are telling us we've got an entry tonight for Jill Lapato in that zero machine. Not yet made an appearance in the hot lap session. She is, however, checked in on the transponder system, the My Race Pass system. Just keep that in mind, those of you that wondering what's going on with that. Let's see, do I have... All right, the final practice session for the Legend cars. King of 13.656. All righty. Final practice session for the Mini Outlaws with a 13.2. Right now, the full-size Outlaws run faster than the Minis and the Legend cars. So an interesting little night for speed here. Ricky Hine, my fast in the second session, 13.919 or 12.919. Charlie Hargraves in that first session, 12.922. Now see if anybody's got something for him here out of this group, and more to follow. 12.919, best lap in this second session. Hargraves had 12.922 in the first session. Daniel Norman down to a 13.142. Ben Tunney, 13.127. Kevin Brooks, 13.142. Norman, let's see. Troy Hughes, 13.112 in the 22 machine. 20 machine of Dawsey down to 13.192. They're getting there. They're getting there. I tell you what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them at the 13.1 range. $13.067 for Brooks in the 3 machine. We need Dash for Cash cars. Dash for Cash cars? Not yet. Make me nervous there. Put together Dash for Cash list. There we go. Ricky Hine, RJ Norton Jr., Eddie Van Meter, and Donnie Garrigus 4 will be our Dash for Cash cars here tonight. 14, Casey White, Andrew has to move live. All right. 13.040 for Jack Dawsey Jr. Second quick, 13.040. Second quick out of this group. everybody's found what they're going to find on this second session there. Ricky Hine, 12.919. Dawsey, 13.040. Brooks, 13.036 or 067. Troy Hughes, 13.112. And Ben Tenney, 13.127. So still only 2 cars for the day able to get under the 13-second mark. The first practice session, Charlie Hargraves. And the second one, in the fast lap so far, Ricky Hine in that 12.919 for the 27 of Hine. Go figure. Tail end of practice now coming up. Legend qualifying will be the next event. We're kind of ahead of schedule. See if they call an audible. Doug Gregg out in the number 33. Talk about another old ace in this oval program, oval N8 program. One of the fellows that ran it with us in both the old days in the Pro Stock as well as the old General Tire Series, the old Traveling Series. Jesse Tunney's number 57. Going to have Jeff Swinford out in number 2. First time out today for him. So an interesting situation already developing on this combined oval and 8 program. I got a legend car reporting they may be bumping up the qualifying session, so stand ready, stand ready. I think they may be bumping up the qualifying. We're about half hour ahead of schedule. We end up being about 20 minutes ahead of schedule by the time we wrap this one up, so very well. Might just take advantage of that one with still the possibility of weather coming in, but keep our fingers crossed. Doug Gregg, very much an oval ace, former stock class champion on the rounds, as well as the regular season late model championship chase over the years. Former legend car champion. Seems he's picked up a belt everywhere he's gone in racing. Still none of these guys, even with the empty track, able to get under that 13-second mark. Gregg down to a 13.598. Jesse Tunney's 57, 13.149. And Swinford in the 2. I just realized Swinford now scores 2S. There he is at 13.625. Jesse Tunney trying to squeeze in a little extra practice, but I tell you what, this is going to be a night. If you're taking bets on tonight's racing, ain't nothing guaranteed. 13.240, empty track, and the best bet Jesse could do was a 13.149 about 5 laps ago. It's actually slowing down by about a tenth since what he's doing in the opening laps. Yeah, 13.268, no slouch, but still. I wonder if I'm getting a situation where we're actually seeing an issue with the heat building up in these tires. The opening laps of this hot lap session, Jesse Tunney at 57 was able to do a 13.149, a couple of 13.1s. Here in this one, he's yet to be underneath the 13.25 here in the last couple. There's a 2.3. So it might be something there to put in your little notebook, guys, that after about 5 laps, you're going slower. So an interesting situation there. Well, we're ahead of schedule right now, folks. We'll wait for the audible here from race control if we're going to bump up and get moving on to qualifying, or if they're going to call a break. Just give me a second here to figure out what's going on our end. So, again, we're about 20 minutes ahead of schedule. Just waiting for the word from Race Control on the next event to let you know that we are staying live on the Facebook feed, through the qualifying sessions. Live on the Facebook through the qualifying sessions as we get ready to rock this one out. Again, the tail of the tape, the tail of the clock here. Charlie Hargraves and Ricky Hine taking fast time is going to be something that a lot of guys go, what?
The dash is going to be old school, 4 fastest.
And here's the word from Race Control. The dash for cash. We're doing old school, the 4 fastest qualifiers in the trophy dash. Can I call them pro stockers now for the rest of the night? Can I call them pro stockers? No late models, no outlaws, just pro stock. But again, we're going to stay live here on the Facebook feeds and, of course, the YouTube feeds as well, of course, Speedrome.tv, and, of course, live right here at the corner. And don't forget, if you're here live at the racetrack, your chance to pick up the brand-new 2026 World Championship 3-hour figure endurance race T-shirts down there at the Shirt Shack there with T-shirt Don. Got you covered, whether you're in the pits or the stands. This is your chance to grab that one early. I know I had a couple folks there buzzing me this morning because they found out that we'd start selling them. Wanted to know how come we weren't putting them online. How come, could they come to the track to get them? I said, yeah, come to the track. Watch the races tonight. So, again, chance to pick those up early. Get the T-shirts. They are available for sale right now over T-shirt Don's little trailer. They're right behind the main grandstand, so don't forget that. All sorts of other goods have not had the update. Apparently will not have cake pops from Miss Linda. I'm sorry. Had my hopes up. Thought we were going to have some last night, Apparently they got some new flavors. She got some new candy-coated stuff. But no, my diabetes doctor said I can only talk about them. But that's okay. My time will come. All righty. Waiting for a word from Race Control once again as we are ahead of schedule. Stand by. Next up is going to be the Legend Car qualifying. I guess I'm not sure if they're going straight out of the gate or they're going through tech first. I did not get the word from Race Control if they go through tech or not. They go through tech, so there you go. The word from Race Control, you Legend Cars, as well as the Pro Stocks. You are going through the tech line before coming to the gate. So you have to go make the drive around, come over, cross the scales, and back straight to the gate from there. Do not go back to the pits after going across tech. Go straight to the gate for your qualifying run. It's like one shot, one lap, and we'll get that in here shortly. Again, 4 fastest for the Outlaws for the trophy. It's be interesting because, like I said, it's just kind of a shocker to me when we were watching that first session, and Charlie Hargraves, the only one able to get it underneath that 13-second mark.
That kind of caught me off guard as well, Tori, because some of the dashes we've had this season, with guys coming out on the figure 8 setup, we've seen times, 13-0s and 13-1s. I thought with a little work done, preparing for this, that there would be. Of course, they're not going all out and doing all the oval stuff they used to when we did it on a weekly basis, but I'm sure they're doing some tweaks and things to make it a little bit better without, totally messing up their figure 8 situation.
Yep. And the fun part was that we had Hine on that second session, 12.919, 12.922 in the first session for Hargraves. 1/100th difference between the two of them.
Yeah. And we saw the power on the oval from Ricky Hine last year. Yep. Not only did he win the King Kenny Oval, but he won it by a pretty good margin over Lee Schwartz last year. So
nice little round-around battle, and see what happens this time out.
He'd like to pick up another trophy. We were chatting about that in the garage. He'd like to pick up another one. So
could be interesting. Dossie in the second session there, 13.040 was second quick in the second session. About third, had a couple folks at 13-aughts in there. So probably about 5 of them there in the 13-aught range.
And this is probably the first oval feature he's been in a long, long, long time, because he's not been here for the last couple of King Kenny races. He's been in the dash and stuff where we raced on the oval. But as far as an oval feature, those last years he was running full time. We didn't run too much on the oval. So it's been a minute.
Yeah. Well, you figure though he won a stock championship on that. He won all those modified races. He ran just all sorts of belts. Anything else he climbed into?
He's very, very high up on the all-time wins list on the oval for this division.
Yep.
So I would guess top 5 off the top of my head.
Oh, well, who is?
That'd be another Wayne Arnold category.
Another Wayne Arnold for oval wins?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but also on the number of seasons he ran, though, with that format.
With this Friday and Saturdays, he got a lot of opportunities to win, more opportunities to win ovals than some of the folks in the 90s and the 2000s generation of pro stock / late model.
Yeah, we started rolling into strictly a figure eight.
Yeah, but still we were just once a week for a lot of those years, where Wayne and Mike and those guys got opportunities, double probably the opportunities to win. But they had a lot of cars too, so, but they may have won, 4 or 5 ovals maybe during a season, when you'd have 35 or so.
And a good chunk of those also was under a similar handicapping system we use now. And that was one that
well, basically they started those by the points. Once you transferred in, it was a point standing. So the point leader started on the back row, pretty much every time. So any of those that Wayne won, most of those I'd say were coming from the last handful of starting spots.
From deep in the start, And that always one of the things we kind of joke about. You never want to be second in the first night of racing because you were buried all the way back there just ahead of the ones we'd won so far.
Yeah, and that's what this year is the first year we've done with the average points per race. So it's it's helped in some ways, but in a few ways it's been a little tricky. But every system that I've worked with or thought about working with, there's always a few odd, I won't say flaws, but, a few things. But for the most part, our handicapping system is something, even when I look back and find newspaper articles from the 40s and 50s with the open wheel races, that they were handicapping starts by qualifying times and stuff in those days. So this track traditionally has been one where the quote-unquote faster guys or the top guys, most every division have had to work their way from the back. And that's what's been pretty awesome about this track and keeping it pretty popular over all those decades.
I think the most I always have to look back. I think it was Dave Dayton back in the old even prior to ASA. Well, maybe
he ran ARCA quite a bit.
Right. But they actually had to create a handicap system just for him at one point where he started on the pole. Tail end of the lead lap.
Right.
So they would drop the green.
So he was essential 15/16 of a lap down or whatever way you want to call it.
Yep. He was at the last car on the lead lap, but just in front of the lead at the drop at the first lap. And so he had to make all that track up and come back around.
Yeah.
And that was the handicap system.
There's been times and divisions in different places throughout the history where we probably could have done that in a few places with certain individuals, in different divisions. But for the most part, it's made racing exciting. And we saw examples of that last night as we saw several of the fast kart races coming down to crazy stuff happening in the last few laps where drivers coming from the back made it to the front. And
well, we've even seen this year with the success that Jeffrey Shackford's had. I mean, he's been buried from the tail end of this one. He's recognized it from the get-go.
The majority of those 7 races that he's won, have been from the last or last row type starting spots. So,
and that has been, we can say what you want about that. It still shows the strength of Jeffrey Shackford, but also guys like some of the regs that have been, Ben Tunney's still able to get up there up in front. All these other guys get buried and still work their way up to front, and that's. They have to work for it. That's part of the show. We're obligated to put on a show here.
Yeah, and what that does is it creates opportunities for everybody. The folks starting up front get an opportunity to do it. The folks in the middle get a start ahead of those point leader type guys and get a chance to get ahead of them. And then the best of the best, as far as handicapping system works, have to work their way up. They've earned that from their great performances. They didn't just get stuffed in the back because we didn't like them or whatever. They've earned that by the good season they've had.
And then that was always one of the interesting parts about cycling your way through, and this is going back, of course, the old Pro Stock days, because they're still using qualifying and a combination of qualifying or the handicapping system, whatever you want it is. If you were having, we didn't have a case where everybody made the feature. So you had to race your way in through the heat races, qualifying through the heat races, what it's going to be, and then eventually it was going to be your day to be on the pole.
Yeah. Well, and that first heat, everybody in the first heat, which quote-unquote was the fast heat, all made the feature.
Yep.
So you busted your butt to be one of those fastest 8 or 9 cars. But normally, because you were one of the faster cars and because you probably were up in the point standings because you were one of the better cars, you got the easy heat race because of that, but you were going to have to start in the back of the oval feature.
Yep,
so
that was the downside.
Yeah. But you had the less stress of not having to have those transfer spots. And as we know, we've seen many of those 4th and 5th heats where only one car would get in out of that, and there'd be, 8 to 12 cars in the heat race.
Yep.
So,
well, then of course we have the last chance race, which was always the Bill Tunney Jr.
yeah, because Bill missed qualifying so many
missed
times.
Qualifying, missed the heat races, showed up on the.
But many of those nights in the pro stocks, we had full A and B features.
Yep.
Where there would be 18 to 20 cars in the A, and there'd be just as many in the B.
Yep.
And that B race, I remember the A feature paid $200 to win. The B feature paid $25 to win, and the guys raced just as hard in that B race as they did the A race. And you'd see some good cars in that because, the depth of the field.
Yep, every now and then you have one rough.
You didn't qualify good, and you ended up 9th or 10th fastest on the back of that second heat. They only took 4 qualifying spots, so you had to hustle to get up there. So that was good stuff, and that's sort of the tinge of the way we're doing tonight. We don't have the heat races, but, the old school program of oval practice and oval feature and a short shakedown and the figure 8 feature tonight of 50 laps. So,
well, the other fun part about those old days, and some of my old timers will agree, we had all the oval practice and maybe in qualifying, and then a figure 8 practice.
Yeah, right before the dash. They basically got 4 to 5 minutes.
Yep.
And
but that was the call.
It was chaos.
That was the call from the neighborhood. And that was when folks. I mean, you had it worked out as far as crowd control from the standpoint of the racetrack for getting people in.
Yeah.
When they wanted to be here for that figure 8 practice too.
Yeah.
And that was as much a draw as the race itself.
And it wasn't a figure 8 practice where we split the field into thirds. It was 5 minutes. The gates open.
Yep.
If there were 38 cars there, all 38 were eligible to come out and practice during that 5 minutes. So a lot of entertainment just from there because it was something to behold. And then they had to pull off the track, and the 4 fastest came back out for the trophy dash a couple of minutes later. So.
Well, we had a compromise set up that we'd do, keep a minimal tire pressure, basically sometimes just tire pressure. Because at that point, there's not enough time to switch it between the two of them. And in fact, it was quite often your figure 8 setup was actually your compromise because you wanted to look good on that roundy round on the oval races for the mains.
Yeah.
And your figure 8 was what you compromised on.
Well, and sometimes depending on your oval situation, if you knew that you maybe would be towards the front of when you make the oval feature, you may
tweak a little bit
more that way. But if you knew you were starting in the tail of the oval feature, you may just leave it closer to that 50-50 figure 8 setup and a
lot less work
and mess with the tire pressure and try to work your way up through traffic best you could.
Yep. We used to have it. We tried to get it down with a slight setup on the front end. Get the maybe a slight change on some weight boxes. Boy, I think some still do weight boxes. But
yeah. Well, but back then there was no minimum weight rule for the car. The weight was for just balancing out the setup. So if you had weight on there that made the car neutral for the figure 8, you may have taken some of it off or moved it over to one side for the oval. Which was a fairly simple switch, something you could do in a short amount of time. And then, of course, when you finished the oval feature, we were just running stocks and pro stocks then, so you had that 25-lap street stock race in between the oval and the figure 8, and you hoped it didn't go caution-free. Sometimes, if you had a little damage that you had to get fixed before the figure 8 race. So fun times.
That's what sometimes we used to have to trot up Speed of the Clown in a baseball pitching contest, but that was 77 and 78. That was rough. or as they used to call it, it was let's hit Speedo with a baseball contest.
Yeah, because you couldn't do the dunk tank part of that because the makeup would wash off.
No, but they
and you didn't want to ruin the clothes and the dry cleaners.
They learned to bean Speedo real good over there. So you stand right next to the target, Speedo.
Some of those emotional scars still hang in there, right?
My own father. Memories up here in the booth with Scott and Tori.
Yep, we got dual qualifying sessions coming up. We got the Legend cars followed by the Outlaws, Pro Stocks.
Pro Stock. I would call them Pro Stocks all
generally night. Try to call that all night. So actually, the first year had the words Pro Stock on the King Kenny trophies. It said Pro Stock on there, but I didn't do it this year, so I'll have to get back to that.
Okay,
so.
well, I'll say.
Yeah.
And it was
I was afraid the guys that won the first year would probably be sitting at home looking at it going, what does that mean?
Yeah. Well, it is a format that actually we carried into our first traveling series, the old General Tire series.
Yeah, the first couple of years.
And just blew their minds across the country because their figure 8 cars ran only figure 8, or they were just bomber type cars. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
And so when we showed up with these late model style cars, modified styled cars, and we said we're going to run a couple of heat races and on the oval and a 25 lap oval. Huh? What? 25? Yeah, 25 lap oval race.
Yeah.
But I thought you just ran figure. We do that too. We do that at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And so we'd sure enough show up, and some of them jumped on.
And that's what attracted me to it. The figure 8 attracted me to it, but the versatility of the class always attracted me to it early on when I was a kid. That they would do that, and just so many opportunities for an evening. You get 4 or 5 guys that win a heat race, and somebody won an oval feature, and then somebody won a figure 8 race. So you got a lot of guys that got a chance to pat themselves on the back at the end of the night.
Yep. But was kind of amazing, some folks that signed on with us as we traveled around. Paul Grinovich comes to mind, one of the Florida guys.
Yeah.
Who not only really loved he and his son Toby really liked Paul really loved it so much. He came back up here, and he worked it out to be a racer with us one weekend. And we got to looking around. His car qualified as a modified.
Yeah.
So he came up and ran the modified race on Friday.
Yeah.
He ran the oval and the 8 with us.
And then I think he caught one of the Wednesday General Tire races at Speedrome on the way back.
Speedrome on the way back. And I think he had one other show in there. I think we had a Sunday General Tire. So he had a very busy weekend of racing oval.
Yeah, and some of those tracks you would have some of the interesting local cars tagged onto there. I mean, I remember a few times that even a few modifieds ran with the Pro Stock cars, because they were still on the General Tire series, and so they had a DOT type tire on, and it wasn't that much different, and they just sort of scored the race as a 2-in-1 type deal, but it was kind of fun, and then the Florida guys would always, during the Florida tour part of that, would have a bunch of cars to run in the oval feature. And
Yep, and you never know who's going to join in. And
yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, we're from Race Control. So real quick, once again, reminder in the pit. I guess there's some confusion with the Outlaws, the Pro Stocks. You guys are qualifying tonight, and that's going to be 4 fastest into the dash. Qualifying on the oval. It's going to be Legend Car qualifying up next, and hopefully just a few minutes away from that. Legend Car qualifying up, and then the Outlaw cars, the Pro Stock cars, qualify after that. So, yes, Outlaw cars, you will be qualifying right after the Legend cars. We're going to get So Legend Cars should be going through Tech, Legend Cars through Tech, Legend Cars through Tech. Once we get the last few of those guys, we call them for these Pro Stock guys to go through Tech. So we're going to take the 4 fastest qualifiers, by the way, 4 fastest qualifiers from the Pro Stock cars, the Outlaw cars, 4 fastest go into the trophy dash, just like we did it back in the day. So again, qualifying, and everything stays on YouTube, by the way. You folks watching at home will be able to check this out free. You folks got still family out there, check out the qualifying. Legend Car qualifying will be on the Facebook and YouTube, as well as the Speedrome.tv, as well as live here on at the track. Legend Car's up first. Immediately after Legend Car qualifying, go right into Pro Stock qualifying, which is the Outlaw Stockers, Pro Stock. And there will be then a Pro Stock Trophy Dash, the 4 fastest qualifiers. 4 fastest qualifiers for the Trophy Dash. So I guess there's a little bit of confusion there.
And that'll be the old school format. The 4th fastest guy will be on the pole for the Dash for Cash. The 3rd fastest guy will be on the outside of the front row. The 2nd fastest guy will be in the inside of row 2. And then the fast qualifier will start shotgun, 4th on the field. And it'll still have the Dash for Cash payout. It will be $100 to win, $75 for 2nd, $50 for 3rd, and $25 for 4th. Actually,
we're going to do like old school. We got to go to make sure when they come out that they're actually wearing real eyeglasses with their lenses in,
and have open face helmets, which I'm sure Jack's probably got one still in his trailer.
Yep.
So,
another flyover. Woo. So again, I guess there's some confusion back in the pits with our Pro Stock guys, our late model guys, our Outlaw guys. Well, tough.
Yeah, here's what we just need to tell you. Go out, go as fast as you can, and we'll tell you where to go.
Yep. And 4 fastest come back to race again. 4 fastest.
Yep, you're going to get a little extra cash in the old pay envelope.
So, again, outlaw cars, you are qualifying on the oval immediately following the legend cars. We need legend cars to tech line and then get ready for qualifying. Legend cars tech line, get ready for qualifying. Outlaws be right up after.
We'll even have old school at the pay window. We'll have Marilyn and Susan getting your checks ready for you.
And Dewey to chase you out the gate. I'll get the shovel. We're going to have to hire a new Thelma to clean the bathrooms. Who's pulling in late here? Who we got here, Scott and
I? Somebody's sneaking in there.
It's going to head to.
It's a small trailer. I'm doubting it's a figure 8 car.
I was going to say, look more legend size.
Yeah, and it looks like they're heading for the backstretch over there. So pit, so maybe a legend car. Or an extremely small outlaw figure 8 car.
Yep.
Maybe the Ray Bray's milk truck.
There you go. Well,
which wasn't a pro stock car.
No.
It was an open competition car.
That was open comp, and also it was extra wide, as I recall. That was the other catch with that thing. That thing was a lot of wing space.
The track width was close to the wheelbase. And it was all tires.
Yep. So legend cars, you be through tech and ready at the gate. Legend cars through tech and at the gate. Pro stocks. That is the Outlaws. That's you know who you are now. You'll be up right after legend cars for your qualifying session. Fastest 4 go to the trophy dash. And we can send Chris McGill down there to kiss the winner.
That's old school.
Yeah, she did it before.
She's not paying attention to us, Tori.
No, she's not. I'll tell you. Somebody will tell her later what we said. Then we're both in trouble. I'll tell them you said it.
I'll take the heat.
There you go. Appreciate you folks coming on out, being part of it here in the stands. Mother Nature looks like she may just be cooperating with us after all. They looked like, this morning here going into it, there was no way, but then this cloud cover stayed with us, but looked like it's supposed to break up. We're just passing the window last I saw of what they're predicting we have. Let's see what my little app says.
Yeah, the most I've got is 15% the whole rest of the evening.
That's it, which is what they start with. That's 24/7 Indiana.
Yeah. It's 15% whether it's pouring down rain or whether it's a drought.
Well, my little app's got nothing until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I plan to be home by then.
Okay, yep, rain until Sunday, so if you plan on going fishing, you weren't going anyways, but they're fishing at the infield at the Mount Lawn Speedway out here.
Yeah, but you can't sit on the wall and fish off the wall.
Oh, dang it.
Because you would be
That's true.
in trouble.
They got rules against that. That's okay. I think at this point, half of Mount Lawn Speedway has been downstream in another county. That's going to be a tough one. They've had a couple of county fairs, and I'm getting hit hard as well. Heart goes out to those folks. I know how it's like. We've had our problems with rain over the years here at the Speedrome, but nothing like what they've got at some of those races.
Pretty much in 2026, when you looked up Saturday in the dictionary, it had rain next to it.
Yep.
So we've been fighting that all year, and so have all those other tracks. And like you mentioned, those county fairs and stuff, who are only doing stuff once a year. It's tough for them when they get clocked into a weather situation.
I was checking my folks up at Fayette County, Connersville, the fairgrounds out there. Boy, it's up to up to the bottom of the main grandstand, nice little covered grandstand. That is just
wow. That puts a damper on not only motorsport stuff, but some of the animal events and things that they do at the fairs.
Yep. All of Connersville is basically underwater, about 3 feet of water. A lot of my friends out there. And that's a whole lot of folk. Some of our old Union County, a bunch of our dirt track people, tractor pull people, and all that. So it's going to take a beating.
Yep. Legend cars, you should be in line for your qualification. Again, we will cut the back of the line off about 5 minutes or so after the first car goes. So you'll want to get yourself into line, head through tech there, and then Outlaw folks will be standing by to participate in their oval qualifying after that.
Had some good runs in the ledge cars, too. That's going to be an interesting one also. But the big cats, I tell you what, two of the main guys here, of course, is going to be the Legend of Legends. That's going to be Robbins and Xavier King. Fast once again. Garrett Fox, fast. Landon Hoffman sneaking up there in the top 4 and 5s here all through the hot laps early on. So curious to see who else is going to be sneaking up there.
Yeah, and as we talk about every week in the legend car racing, you can take a second and throw, swallow up 15, 18, 20 cars. That's how close the competition is. So small mistakes could move you back in the starting lineup quite a bit.
So stand by. We will be staying live on the Facebook through the qualifying of both the Legend Cars and the Pro Stockers. Yes, I'm saying it again, Pro Stockers. The Pro Stocks. As we get ready to rock this one out. So stand ready. You'll be up next for your qualifying session. And, yes, you will have to get a time in if you want to be lined up for the heats, etc. for your Pro Stock cars. So we'll be calling you to the tech line as soon as we get very well worked through these Legend cars. Got about... What do we have the last count? 27 of the Legend cars on hand? 27.
Yep.
Registered in.
Yep. So we'll have the B feature sort of situation like we normally do. We'll lock in 15 cars from the heat races, 5 out of each of the 3 heats, and then we'll get 5 more cars from the B main, and then of course a points provisional. So 21 cars will start the feature tonight.
6 loading up early. 21 of the Outlaws showed up already checked in. And of those, everybody was wondering, Jillian Lopato, she's checked in, but I've not yet seen her on the track, by the way.
Yeah, they've still been rounding out some of the drivetrain stuff, getting ready for.
And we've got Jeffrey Shackford checking in, but has not hit the track at all yet today. Dealer for Tommy St. John, who's supposed to be out here for the figure eight part. This is going to be first qualifier. It's going to be Jordan Hahn in the 5-4. Pretty fired up and having a lot of fun with these Legend cars. I tell you what, making a very nice transition from the Stockers to Legends. Fast little guy. Let's see, he's got 13.947, 139.47. Here's another one, though, that's consistently in the top 10. I think it was about 5th quick in the first session. The 8 machine of Kenny Hacker.
Yeah, speaking of top 10s, Kenny's currently 10th in the championship standings in that 8 machine.
Still looking at an elusive first win, but got some good laps, run a couple good runs, but let's see, 14.146, 14.146 for that lap 53. Tyler Lawton, the survivor, or was it going to be Aiden Roth? Because I think Roth was in this one in the final practice session. And it is up for grabs, looks like. So we're going to wait for the race control here. Roth had a problem with his car after the first round of hot laps. As we get this one in, and it is, Zach Brady in the 53. Interesting. Another change on that one. He comes in at a 14.145. Corey Adams, team leader, after a complete rebuild on this car from a horrendous crash up on the high banks. Trying to get it back up to snuff. He's not exactly been the fastest cat here so far at all on the hot laps. He is nice on that one, 14.001, 140.001 on that go. Here's one fellas get under the 14-second mark in the hot laps earlier. That is going to be Landon Hoffman in the number 81, marked as an 81H for those of you playing at home.
Landon Hoffman currently 6th in the championship standings. Just a few markers of getting in the top 3.
Tight little battle up at that middle pack there. Hoffman, fast one, 13.877, 138.77. Sweet little lap. Dean Bradshaw, nicest guy you'd ever asked to meet there. Loves his racing, 12 machine.
Dean currently 13th in the championship standings. Not too far out of cracking the top 10.
Consistent finishes and always able to load it on the trailer at the end. 14.539, 145.39, followed by the number 26 machine. This is one, I think this is the last man standing. It is. Tyler Lawton, the last man standing up there, the team's last effort.
Yeah, he's just ahead of Bradshaw, 12th in the championship standings so far for Lawton. Again, not too far out of the top 10 here late in the season.
And he gets her into 14.171, 14.171. 7 cars so far in. This will be number 8, Tim Skinner. Skinner is number 15 down the backstretch.
Skinner's just outside the top 15 in points. Missed a race or so, but team's been pretty successful the last couple of weeks.
I think he's still top 10 won the national ranks, I recall. 14.179, 141.79. Right behind him, James Vanover in the 9V. Missed about half a season.
Yeah, but always fast Vanover is. Had a little tough luck in his few starts so far this year.
Yep. Tough bobble there going into 2. Let's see how much that scrubbed off. 14.070 didn't hurt him that bad, but 4th out of 9. And this is going to be one of the fellas out for a returned visit. This is Balin Perrine in the 18P machine. Second visit, if I recall, for 2026.
Been here twice.
Yep. And he's in at a 14025, 14025.
Had a couple top 10 finishes in the visits here.
Followed by the Ryan Krugler, number 19 machine.
Krugler currently 25th in the championship standings. He lent his ride out a couple of weekends, so lost a few points there.
Yep. He's a hobbyist. 14671, 14671, 11th quick out of 11. Here we go. Kristen Hammer, both the driver and the car, has been on the mend here the last 3 weeks or so. One or the other taking a beating.
Yeah, before the car got that damage up at the high bank, she was solidly inside the top 10 in the championship standings.
And she's fast, 14.014, fourth out of the 12, making now 13 cars as Logan Anderson shows up in purple.
Currently your runner-up in the championship standings. Had a pretty good season so far. Been fast each and every weekend chasing Xavier King.
And sweet, 13.964, 13.964, but third quick. Hoffman still on top of the speed chart. Followed immediately by Jack Receiver in the 84R machine.
Receiver making the journey up a handful of times so far this season.
Nice kid, works hard, still going to put a bit more equipment together. 14.422, 14.422 for Receiver. Followed immediately by Nathan Arthur. I had ribbed the family a little bit that he spent so much time on his side. It's like he was taking a nap here last night.
Arthur currently third in the Legends Championship standings.
That didn't sound good.
Almost sound like he missed a shift or something there, which you're not doing. But that's going to cost him big time.
He's still on the clock. Heads up. He finished the run, which was key. 17.204. Going to try to make that right-hand turn.
Yeah, it's going to affect the qualifying here for our substitute driver in the 14.
Yep, Cody Bullock.
Yep, but Quentin, I think he's got some sort of back injury or something that he's trying to keep himself out of the car to this and the Mini.
Well, I think somebody's sister said you better put him in there. I think that's what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know all the politics of that. But,
I'm just saying.
It's a team player.
And for the sake of peace in the family, nothing worse than a mad sister.
Of course, Cody Bullock was the inaugural winner of the Drake Wood Memorial, so not a slouch to put in as your substitute driver.
Got his share of trophies in this division. Had a couple good hot laps. Not exactly top of the charts type stuff. Let's see, he's picked up a few things here and dialed it in. Coming around to wrap up a lap. Second quick at a 13.891, 13891. Hoffman still on top. Transfer over to the 4-1 machine of Casey White. Casey White will be doing double duty in both this and the Mini Outlaw. About 17 in. That means I think the stockers, Pro Stocks, might want to start making your way to the tech line, please. Pro Stocks, Outlaws to the tech line. Pro Stocks to tech line. 14.077 for Casey. That's only good for about 9th out of the 17 cars so far in the game.
Casey White, 8th in the championship standings.
Followed by Dylan Dupler in the 5.5.
Dupler is another guy just outside the top 10, currently 11th in his first full season in the Legend cars.
And he hasn't burned this one down yet. 13.872, 13872, fast time for Dylan Dupler.
Hello.
Be still my beating heart. 13872, 5 1,000 of a second faster than Hoffman. Followed immediately by John Robbins, the legend in the number 19. 13.742, new fast time. 13.742 for Robbins. Followed by the Acree boys, Elvin Acree in the number 7 machine.
Haven't seen Elvin in a few weeks in this car. So,
well, they picked up another one, too, for the family. This makes it interesting. I tell you, with the ranchers up there.
Yeah.
14.449, 14.449, followed immediately by the 51, up Braylon Eder, one of our juniors.
Yep, former two-time champion of the Junior Series, currently 7th in the Legends Championship standings.
He's been doing a lot of stuff all over the country. Him and Dickie both. We've seen Colin here in a little bit. Up there he is. He's in the 14.061, 14.061, 10 out of 21 cars. 22 car is going to be the 33 car of Colin Dickie.
Yeah, Dickie, we've seen results from all over the place. I think Nashville was his most recent journey.
He's getting around. So anything to get out of school. 13.877, 13877, third quick for Colin Dickie. See if Xavier King's got something for him now. Xavier King in the 84. He and Garrett Fox consistently some of the fastest cats in these legend cars.
Of course, Xavier King, your current points leader.
Mm-hmm. Former champion of the division and tough customer all around. Fast time, 13.666.
Yeah.
Ah, well. Do what you got to do.
Fox out now in the
Fox is going to see what he can
85.
do with that.
Even though I missed most of practice in the garage, I can hear that chip he's hitting each and every time he cut a lap. So pushing his car for all it's worth.
Oh, third quick, 13.790. This is one of my phones here. Got a chance to meet up with. This is officially Ryan Demers. It is Cody Demers, though, but he wants to be goes by. Out of Muncie, Indiana. His second time, I think it's only about his second time driving a legend car.
Nice.
Did a run up. I asked him, where he I always race at Anderson. Well, how many times race this car? Once. That's a racer. Brandon Aker right behind him in the 6 machine. Let's see. Demers came in at 14.547. Gets the job done. Pro Stock Cars should be in tech line. Pro Stock Cars should be in tech line. Brandon Aker is going to get there in at a 14.200, 14.200. And final legend car is going to be the number coming in off the trailer. That might have been that one we saw pulling in there right at the end of things.
I think you're right.
This is literally his hot lap session. Haven't got him checked in just yet. That may be Aiden Roth in the backup, by the way. It's using Aiden Roth's transponder.
Yep. Well, as you mentioned, we saw him go off on the hook with some sort of mechanical issues in the first round of practice, maybe it was. Okay. And maybe they ran back to the old Buddy stables and pulled something out here.
So wait till you get an idea. Yeah, it is 77 of Aiden Roth, so there we go.
Well, Roth currently 9th in the championship standings and very tight there in the bottom half of the top 10, so important for him to get back out here. So good stuff there.
Pro Stock Cars should be in tech line. Pro Stock Cars to tech line. Pro Stock Cars tech line. Pro Stock Cars to tech line. Did I do enough of those?
Yes. That was very old school Kevin O'Neill.
I tried to do my best. Yep. You should be in tech line right now. Or Lord Poseidon himself may strike you down.
Yeah, I don't see anybody yet. The cars that we could see on our TV screen, the 5 of Ben Tunney, the 57 of Jesse Tunney, Charlie Hargraves 74, and Chad Sizemore's 91. Not a soul moving over there, so we'll need qualifying up next for the Pro Stock division, the Outlaw division. We need Pro Stock Outlaw cars. Outlaw cars to tech immediately. Outlaw cars to tech immediately. There we go. Here comes the Sloan machine. He's made it through tech. Yep. I tell you what, when the first car goes, that clock's going to go up 5 minutes. Yep. So drivers, be ready.
It's going to be interesting. We did not see any hot laps out of the 28 of Shackelford, the whatever number that Chad Sizemore was going to use.
I think he's went back to 91.
Okay.
Shackelford, as we've seen this season, remember that one time, or a couple of weeks he didn't practice, and I think he finished second or first.
Well, they just went back to their notebooks from the night before. Oh, we won this one? Let's keep that set up.
Yeah. He practiced last night. He drove a Ford car. Mm-hmm. That's good enough.
Even had a little wing on top there, a little bit of sail.
Yeah, a little Speedrome number a billiard board up there. So
I ain't giving my hobby. I'm not giving up my hobby.
Looks like we've got maybe Charlie Hargraves and Dennis and Anthony Sloan there. Anthony putting a couple of tenths on Pops there in practice.
I'll tell you, he was.
Of course, he's got a ton of oval experience there as we see the 57 of Jesse Tunney heeding the warning and heading towards the qualifying line. We appreciate that.
I guess the other part of the old school was back in the old school. If you didn't do qualifying time, we started on the tail of the 8s.
Well, with tonight, they would start on the tail of the oval. The 8, they have their ranking already set up for.
Is it going to be an all skate then on the oval? Everybody makes it?
Yes.
Oh, yes. All right.
Yes.
I think we make them race it in.
Yeah, but
we're still offering the Chris McGill kiss for the winner, right? There's a reason why we don't have a PA up here in the booth, by the way.
She's good at ignoring us.
Yeah, maybe for the best.
Yeah, but if you don't have a qualifying time, you're going to start on the tail of the oval. So, and then tonight we will draw for an invert for the oval.
Oh man!
But that mixes things up a bit.
Ben heading for the gate.
Yeah, he's ready to go. Seeing his crew chief Josh Reidner wander around back there with the. It looked like he'd been shopping at the Kevin Smith souvenir trailer.
Ah.
If you know what I mean.
I do know at our Civic trailer, don't forget, got those 3-hour shirts. The 3-hour shirts, yes, the 3-hour shirts are in. 2026 3-hour shirts are in over at T-Shirt Don's trailer there behind the main grandstand. Oh, we're going to qualify our first. We have not qualified a wrecker in a long time, have we?
Who's the boss for R would be our first qualifier.
Well, if when we had some truck races, some drags, I think Bill Tunney Jr. one time won a race with their hauler.
Remember a particular one-on-one truck battle between John Dawsey. And it was another salvage yard that was in the other one.
Smacking doors all the way around?
Yes, they were like 76, 77, 78 Chevy pickup trucks.
Well, you remember the one girl, the one brand new Taurus came out, and
she ended up beating Tim Swango in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had her Queen of the Speedrome shirts made after that. Looks like we've got Jeff Swinford in line and Dylan Douthit there in line. So Outlaws are listening.
So for all these, one of the interesting is also going to be which of these cars have actually run oval races. And one thing comes to mind is the Sloan cars go far back enough.
Yeah, they've been in a few.
Hargraves Jr., that car had run some oval races back in the day.
Yeah.
Under the old format.
A few of these new breed cars, maybe have just run in this King Kenny Classic, a time or so, and that's about it.
Now, the Sportstrom guys, do their cars ever mix it up on the roundy round?
The modified figure 8 cars are just strictly figure 8s.
That's what I was thinking.
Because they got basically the same type car that they call a Sportsman that runs strictly on the oval. So they've basically just drawn the line between those two classes. So I remember when Mark Harmon came here for the first time to run the 3-hour, he was here for one of our postseason races, I think a few weeks after that or something. It was like 2004, 2005, and we did an oval and an 8 that night, and he said that was the first time he had ever been on the oval in his life, and he had been racing for, a decade or so. So it just tells you the way some of those divisions work out down there. And, but that's different, and that's what made us unique for the longest time because of the oval and figure 8 situation. So and a lot of these folks here in line, if they didn't run a lot of the oval races, possibly their fathers did, or, and things like that, because they've been part of the Speedrome culture for so long.
Well, you were there. When did we switch, basically turn our pro stock into just, when they changed it to late models and they became just...
Yeah, it was in the teens, the 20 teens, where we started weeding it out. First, there was, we cut them down to, 6, 7, 8 of them a year, basically on the 50-lapper nights. Anything longer, we didn't run oval. And then it was down to a handful, and then just these last few years. We went a few years with no ovals whatsoever. Yep. And that's why we brought this back. And I even thought about, maybe next year for like the Chuck Hargraves race, it being an old school race as well with an oval and figure 8. We're going to talk to the family about that.
There you go.
Maybe do it a couple of times a year, and I think no better match would be an oval situation with Chuck's race night too. Because
the Mike Gregg would be a natural for that night, but I think they're liking their format now.
Yeah, I think the new format on that was with the triple races are pretty cool. So I had a lot of good feedback from that. So that may stick around as well, which kind of heeds towards the old 888, but we may mix it up a little bit on that night, Maybe that night could be an oval and a regular figure 8 and a reverse direction figure 8 be the sort of the 3 races.
There you go.
Be interesting, but fun stuff right there.
I remember how flummoxed some of the out of towns used to be when we had our backwards ovals.
Yes,
and they just couldn't grasp the concept of having a right turn oval, and that was.
One of the guys I know we're not going to see in oval qualifying here tonight is Tommy St. John. He was at a collector's card show up in Michigan. And he just left there maybe 2 hours or so ago. So he's headed this way, and he hopes to be here in time for the figure 8 scuff session and the feature. So he's making he's in his first race of the day right now on the interstate. So
trying to find a bridge still open.
Yes,
coming down 69 is going to be a tough one. All right, now the other big story is going to be the return to course of Garrigus. DG4 back in action.
First appearance of the season. Of course, getting ready for the 3-hour. Garrigus is one of those 2 family last names that we've had in every single 3-hour race. So he's going to be the representative tonight. And I think actually it's Donnie Garrigus Jr.'s birthday tonight.
Oh, already. Okay.
So I was in the garage at one time with 5 Garriguses this afternoon. So that family has been a part of the Speedrome for a long, long time. So And actually, it was, if I think about it, it was 3 generations worth. So,
yep.
Here we go.
Charlie Harger is going to lead the way in number 74. Remember, he was second quick overall, but the first 2 practice sessions, best lap in hot lap is a 13.922. Let's see who's got for us. He'll clicks the light. 714 Charlie Harger. He takes the left-hander, no problem, down the back stretch. Lets it drift up a little bit. See, get one of those sweet little sub-14 laps he pulled off in hot laps. Can he do it? 1:30.30.
That's pretty good, just sitting there cold.
Not quite a 12-second, though. Here we go. 15 machine of Dennis Sloan. Next up, 1:30.30 starts things off. Cold tires, cold track. Let's see what it does. Dennis Sloan has won his share of stock class races over the decades. Gets 14.356, 1:43.56. And his bouncing baby boy, Anthony, in the number 32 to follow.
A little bragging rights here between the Sloan family. See who puts up a better time. Anthony was a little quicker in the practice session.
14.356 for Dennis. Anthony brings it around. I think Dennis has got this one. And 14.467, he does. By 10.
It's close.
Followed immediately by Jesse Tunney in the 5.7.
Of course, Jesse was still part of the series when we were running Outlaws regularly when he first got into it.
And of course, watched his dad run all through those years. Kind of grew up watching a lot of it. And Jesse at a 1:2.953, 12.953, new fast time. Followed by the number 2 machine. Boy, he's been taking a beating here lately. That's going to be the 2 machine of Jeff Swinford. Swinford in the 2.
I think I'm hearing rumblings that he may have a different car for the 3 hours, so he may be just finally using this thing up here the last couple of weekends.
Bring out one of the old Gitter Bents, 13.522, 13.522, followed immediately by Dylan Douthit in the 21. Another one of those kids that basically Dylan, other than extended before, he really didn't have a whole lot of oval racing going behind him. Did some factory front-wheel drives and the like, but got in the bigs and rolled from there. 13.436, 1:34.36. Jesse Tunney still fast, 12.9. This will be the 27 Ricky High. Another one got under that 13-second mark.
And he's your reigning winner of the King Kenny Oval. So
13.919, the first going there in the hot laps. Can he take the top time? Whoa, way down. 13.079. Well, I can't say way down. Not too far off the mark, but still. Third quick out of what's now 8 cars. Ben Tunney up next in the number 5.
Of course, he spent a lot of time on the oval throughout the years here at the Speedrome. A lot of quick qualifying times under his belt on the oval.
Yep. And 1:31.54, 13.154, fourth out of 8 cars. Followed immediately by the number 23 of Eddie Van Meter. Van Meter has struggled to get down there in the bottom of the 13s. Could not crack the 13-aughts. I think got a bunch of 13-1s. Skated around a little bit out there, and he's at a 13.303 for his best lap in the 23 ride. First time out tonight. This is going to be Chad Sizemore. I think, there's a piece of duct tape left. I think it's probably had Epic write down 91 on the piece of duct tape, I think, for the number.
Yeah, it's like a math equation. It's skull /9/1.
Yeah. Oh, man. He gets a lap in at 13.307. It looked a lot slower than that.
That's
6
pretty
out of
good,
10.
though, right off the trailer.
Yep, 22, Troy Hughes. 2-2, Troy Hughes. Chad, another one with a good chunk of his racing career has been on the 8. Troy Hughes in the 22. Another one, same category, really.
Yeah, not a lot of ovals under his belt.
13.257, and one fell with a whole lot of oval behind him. That's going to be the number 20 of Jack Dawsey Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Had second quick there in that second session.
Got a little wide there going into turn 1. He's going to try to make up for it here in the south end.
I'd start wondering if the time for those tires to cool down there made a difference. 13.134, 13.134. Fourth quick out of the 12, now 13 cars hit the track. This one I'm curious about, Daniel Norman.
This will be his first oval feature here.
On asphalt.
In the Outlaws. He ran a few Ford races on the oval, so.
And 13.398.
A lot of cars there in that 2s and 3s right there.
Yep. Kevin Brooks in the 3 machine.
Kevin Brooks was your quick qualifier last year in this event at a 12.950.
Yep. Was fast but not dominating in the hot lap session. Both sessions earlier today. 13.182. It's still Jesse Tunney, the only one under the 13-second mark. That 12.953 stands on top. Chris Gray was a bit of a struggle bus. I think the car just wanted to skate out from underneath him every lap earlier.
Clip that center marker tire down there to throw the car off just a little bit.
And 13.554, he just gets the job done is what he was after there. Another fellow that's had many, many miles in the roundy round, 6'9" of R.J. Norton Jr.
Yeah, you could see without the roof on there, R.J. working here as he comes off turn 4. Pretty cool there looking inside the cockpit.
Yep, another one of those guys that extensive experience, 13.568 there. And here we go. Shackelford comes in out of nowhere. It comes our 17th qualifier. Oxen free anymore out there. We had more than that in line.
We're going to get an interview with our fast qualifier as well after this is over with.
Shackelford's going to get a time in third quick at a 13.037.
Stone cold off the trailer right there.
Wow, there you go. Third quick on the roundy round. Still probably running around with this figure 8 setup on it.
Of course, we knew that Tommy St. John would not qualify.
Yep.
I do know they were working on the zero car back there.
Doug Gregg make his way to the track in the 33 machine.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bobby Whitaker yet, and we just looked on the camera right there. Bobby's car is not in the qualifying line, so he's going to forego qualifications.
Yep.
So that should round out just about who we've got available here for qualifying.
So Doug Gregg, another fellow that set championships on the roundy round on the ovals in years past.
Yeah, multiple divisions, including this one. Of course, Doug married into the Kenny St. John family, so definitely had to be here tonight.
And where'd he go there? It's going to be a 13.467, 13.467, 13th out of 18, all oxen free. 18 cars going across the stripe there, getting times in to qualify. We're going to get a quick interview.
That's about right, though, because we're missing Tommy St. John, Bobby Whitaker, and Jillian Lepedo.
Right. Yep.
So that's probably everybody.
That's the car count. And so get the O'Reilly's fast qualifier going to Jesse Tunney. And fast four. Stand ready for the fastest four. We're going to need Tunney, Jesse Tunney, Charlie Hargraves, Jeffrey Shackelford, Ricky Hine. Ricky Hine's going to start on the pole of your trophy dash now, Scott.
Nice. He likes the oval up here. I think he wishes we ran it all season long.
Okay, so it's going to be Hine, then Shackelford outside of him. That's going to be an interesting matchup, though, on that one.
Yep. And then Charlie.
And then Charlie and Jesse. So your trophy dash lineup. Can make it a helmet dash now. Oh.
We're really going old school.
There you go. There you go. It's going to be the 27 machine of Ricky Hine. 27H there being scored. It's Ricky Hine's 27H on the pole. Next to him will be the 28 of Jeffrey Shackelford on that front row for the trophy dash. Next event up. Stand ready for that one. The 74 of Charlie Hargraves. And then on the tail end, your fast qualifier and O'Reilly Fast Qualifier Award winner is going to be the 57 of Jesse Tunney.
Nice.
So sweet little setup. Stand ready, those four racers for the 4-lap trophy dash coming up here in just a few moments.
We've got another driver change. We just got on the text in the minis. Looks like Kevin Brooks will be stepping into the 14 Mini Outlaw on the oval.
Oh.
So two-time past champion returning on that. Again, they're filling in for Quentin White as he is on the sidelines this evening. So maybe see a combination of Kevin Brooks on the oval and Casey White on the figure 8.
Interesting
the 14 car. So we'll see how the night progresses with that. Appreciate them making an effort to get the car out here for competition. We appreciate that.
Quentin's kind of fired up there. He's had fun. He's got him. I mean, I think he's almost trying to go for the 4-post win here in the WCW championship belt run.
Yeah,
because he's got him a win in.
He's got junior fast car wins. He's got junior Hornet wins.
He's got stock class
street stock wins. He has outlaw wins.
Ford. I think
he has several Ford wins. Yes. So
okay, and
he's got a legend feature win from earlier this season.
This year. Yep.
So, he's
many outlaw wins there.
He's checking off a lot of boxes here on the Speedrome resume, but he's on the sidelines tonight.
He's going for that little Jack Dossey merit badge you get in Scouts when you get all those different championships and wins out there, all the different divisions.
Yeah, it's not looking too good down here in this pit spot here on this machine. There's still a lot of street clothes down there with the car on the jack stand, so might not be making these return tonight.
So, Larry Hams, there you go. The update on Jillian Lepedo. She's here, and suit and tie so far. No Mex just yet. Stand by. Trophy Dash cars, you'll be up. We're a bit ahead of schedule once again. I think that means we're going to be wrapping up here the freebie feed. Sorry to disappoint you all you good people back there in Facebook and YouTube. As we're about 15 minutes ahead of schedule, about 10 minutes ahead of schedule.
Yep, and this again, the third annual King Kenny Old School Classic. The first race in 2024, Jeffrey Shackelford won the oval feature, and Doug Gregg won the figure 8.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then last year, we've been talking about it, Ricky Hine won the oval feature, and last year on the figure 8, it was Doug Riddle.
That's true. Oh, wow, I forgot about that one.
Year.
That's true.
That
was a night that kind of had everybody go, what?
Yep.
But no, Riddle does sneak in for his annual.
Actually, it was a Riddle 1-2 last year in the figure 8 portion of the King Kenny Classic. So we got that ahead. We got a stellar legend field again here tonight. We got the factory front-wheel drives back after the Crazy Carl race with a good field here this evening. And then, of course, the minis are anxious and ready to go after their hot lap session.
And still tons of racing coming here in 2026, folks. Mark your calendars and make sure you make part of this your summer before it runs out.
Got another anniversary race next weekend. Next weekend is the 30th annual Kenny's 100 for the Street Stocks. 30th annual.
And you're looking to find your leaders count?
Yeah, I'm still short 3 races of lap leaders. I think I got a few people that say they got a line on those tapes, but unfortunately I'm running out of time. So it may be a deal where I put together the package after the 30th anniversary race and have all those totals for 30 years. It's hard to believe that's flown by, the Kenny's race. And, of course, with this memorial race in tribute to Kenny Sizemore, it didn't start because he passed away. He started this race because he wanted to have a big event for the street stocks and suggested to Joel Cohen, one of the owners at the time, that we wanted to have a big street stock race. And it started as a 50-lap race, and they had it as a 50-lapper the first handful of years. And then it turned into 100. And then after, unfortunately, we lost the Hall of Famer Kenny Sizemore a handful of years back, we just sort of made it more of a tribute race to him. But it still uses the moniker of the Kenny's 100, even though it's
still a chance for the street stockers to shine. And for them, of course, at the time, a 50-lapper for them was huge because some of them were still running on the old, barely out of the bass boat tank session for your fish tank. Even 5-gallon jerry cans in the back window.
Yeah.
We're not that far removed from our stock class at that point. And so to go that distance was kind of unheard of.
In the last few years, we've used it as the championship night race, so it's kind of a big deal all rolled into one as they're the main event next weekend. But we also have championships for several other divisions that will be settled next Saturday night. So a lot of fun stuff next Saturday night here at the Speedrome.
Now we tightened things up in the junior and senior fast carts last night. And things got interesting there, boy.
They'll be under the lights next Saturday night as well, settling those things. And we tightened things up a little bit in the Fords as well because, remember, Harold Bruce, the points leader, had to borrow a car and just try to get some finishes, which let the second and third place cars gain some points on him there. So a lot up for grabs next Saturday night. Tons of great racing here at the Speedrome as we start to work our way towards the World Figure 8 Championship. I want to say weekend, but week. World Figure 8 Championship week coming up here in September.
And don't forget, you Legend guys, don't forget, you Legend fans around the world, that Legend qualifier is going to be that week beforehand. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, and the return of the Bandoleros that night, and plus the Kenyan Midgets. So it's an exciting evening as we'll have some Legend cars here from a lot of different states. I'm hoping maybe 50 so Legend cars here for that. So we'll go through the alphabet soup like they do at the Chili Bowl of a few different features. So
there you go.
Should be fun that night. And where they're the headline of the field, and we have open practice for them the night before as well. And that's the first weekend in September.
And some of the highlights, I had more folks ask me, all things, another wild night. Which it takes. We're still recovering from the last one.
I got a good maybe half dozen to a dozen messages this week on folks looking for the grocery getter rules and things like that. Because really, even though we just got out of it, it's not too far away before we get to the next one. It's September 19th, so it's just a month or so down the road.
Yep. And so as we finally give you those last couple teases of upcoming events here for you folks out there at Facebook and YouTube. Again, we've been feeding to the folks at Facebook and YouTube here throughout this session. We are going to end that program. We thank you all for being with us, and we're going to go